Okay, my name is Sandy Goodwin. I work with Physician Services at the Department of Health and Wellness, and I also co-chair the Diversity Committee with Sharon Davis Murdoch, who you'll see a little bit later. I want to welcome you to the third annual Health Equity Forum that's organized and hosted by the Department of Health and Wellness Diversity Committee. We're pleased today to have representatives from community, all the district health authorities, the IWK, Department of Health and Wellness, as well as a few from other government departments and the academic world. This is March the 8th. This is International Women's Day. This is a time to reflect on the past, on the present, and on the future. There have been a lot of changes over the years, and there's still a long way to go to create a world that is equitable for all, including women, men, people of African descent, Aboriginal and First Nations people, LGBTI communities, people of Asian descent, immigrants, and others. The theme for this year's International Women's Day is working together, engaging men to end violence against women. The best way to progress is to work together, and men need to be one of the major forces alongside of women in ending violence against women and girls. So throughout the day today, please think about the women in your life who have experienced violence, about the women and men who fight to end this violence, and about the ways that you can help to end all violence. So now, it's time to get started. To honor and acknowledge the Mi'kmaq First Nation as the first people of Nova Scotia, it is my pleasure to introduce Carolyn Lawrence, who will be offering an opening prayer. Carolyn works with the Department of Health and Wellness in the Insured Services Division, and she is joining us today as a valued member of the Diversity Committee and proud member of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Carolyn.
As we prepare for a full, transformative day, let us take a moment to calm our minds, prepare our thoughts, and give thanks. Please stand. Quay. O great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to everyone, hear me. I come to you as one of your children. I am weak, I am small. I need your wisdom and your strength. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunsets. Make my hands respect the things you have given me, and make my ears sharp so I may hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may understand what you have taught my people and the lessons you have hidden in each leaf and each rock. I ask for wisdom and strength, not to be superior to my brothers, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me ever ready to come before you with clean hands and straight eyes, so as life fades away as a fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame. Walalan. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to call on Laura Lee Langley to bring greetings. Laura Lee is the Deputy Minister of Department of Communities, Culture, and Heritage.
Thank you, and thank you for that beautiful prayer. Good morning, everybody. I think the 5-minute thing goes up right away for me because it's brief remarks, and I know you're anxious to get into your day, so I don't plan to take a long time, but I do want to tell you how delighted I am to be here. I'm very happy, genuinely and sincerely happy to be at any gathering where I know that there will be celebration and discussion about diversity and social equity. And so it is an honor to be here with you. And I've heard so much about this group. It's very exciting just to even get a glimpse of what the day will look like for you. So we're here to celebrate diversity in the Department of Health and Wellness and in the broader Nova Scotia community. And I have to tell you that I love the idea of this Health Equity Forum. It is Really a wonderful event, and the fact that it is in its third year shows the tremendous commitment of this group to making the healthcare system inclusive and equitable and conscious of the different needs of Nova Scotians. The Government of Nova Scotia believes in creating a diverse workforce that is representative at all levels of the people of Nova Scotia. And workforce diversity encompasses so much. It is about learning, it is about creativity and flexibility, organizational and individual growth, and the ability of our public service to adjust rapidly and successfully to societal changes. And we're the people that make that work. Everyone in this room has a hand in making that work. We need to attract and develop and retain skilled people that are representative of all of our communities. I know you know that, and I don't have to say it, but I say it everywhere I go. And to ensure that we are inclusive, that we are culturally competent in our public service, and that, above all, we value diversity. That's the goal that is so very close to my heart. Without a workforce that is reflective of the communities we serve, we cannot possibly expect to understand and provide the right service that supports Nova Scotians who need them. So working toward equity is critical to the success of our departments, our agencies, and important to our employees and the clients that we serve every day. And each one of us does that in a different way, and we bring different things to the table. I want to share with you, if you're looking out over the landscape, about, just how far have we come? Have we taken baby steps? Have we taken any giant steps? Just some of the things that we've been able to accomplish over the last little while, because sometimes it's really hard to get a good handle on what we've done. So just over the last several years, we have highlights from the 2011-12 Moving Towards Equity report, and they include updating the respectful workplace policy and making sure that all of our team members have the most recent training. And I have to say that the e-training for respectful workplace that they've been providing has made that much easier to ensure that everybody can get that training easily. The Department of Health and Wellness, I know, has created educational displays to support policy, integration, and education. And these things help. They raise awareness. The Diversity Roundtable has partnered with the Departments of Community, Culture and Heritage, the Public Service Commission, and the Office of Priorities and Planning to enhance its structure so that it can further its work integrating diversity and social equity here in the province of Nova Scotia. And so committees are working on social policy lenses and it's incorporating in our fair hiring practices very important items that will ensure that we are open to all and providing opportunities for everybody. I'm also pleased to share that under the Department of Communities, Culture and Heritage, along with the Diversity Roundtable, we have the African Canadian Women in Public Service Network, which is doing just some tremendous work, and also the LGBTI Network, which has a charter, has done just some wonderful things over the last year, and it's a group now that is starting to travel the province with outreach plans in an effort to bring more people to its membership, not only as members but as allies. The department, CCH, has a manager of sexual orientation and gender identity, the first in the province of Nova Scotia. And this position has a focus on initiatives that contribute to greater equity and inclusion for gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and intersex employees in government positions. During the fall 2012 sitting of the House of Assembly, the Human Rights Act was amended to add gender identity and gender expression to clarify that people cannot be denied a job, a place to live, or a service at a business because they are transgender. This update made Nova Scotia one of 3 other provinces with specific references to gender identity in the human rights legislation. And the day that was introduced was one of the proudest days I've had as a public servant because we had worked very hard with the Department of Justice, the Human Rights Commission, and colleagues in other departments, including health and wellness, to make sure that this came to fruition. However, even when we line up those accomplishments, we know there's a lot more we can do. There's always room for improvement and new ideas to make the public service inclusive, and that's why you're here today. Those ideas come about in venues like this, with people who are committed to making a more diverse workforce and a better public service. So I look forward to hearing the outcomes of your discussions and ideas today, because I think, we can share things and we can use best practices across our work in government. I want to thank the Diversity Commitment and the Committee and the Department of Health and Wellness for hosting the forum today and for making me a part of it. It's very special. I wish you a very good day and fruitful discussion. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Deputy Langley, for being a true champion for diversity and inclusiveness throughout government. I would now like to call on Frances Martin to bring greetings. Frances is the Associate Deputy Minister with the Department of Health and Wellness.
Good morning, everyone. What a great way, Carolyn, to open the day. As we, as civil servants, come to work each day, I believe it is so important to come to work today, every day, thinking how can we make this province a better place to live and work. And your reference to this being a transformative day is a very powerful notion as we start out. I also am the third person on the podium to make reference to this being the third annual Health Equity Forum. And it is extremely exciting to be a part of these forums for the past couple of years, and I do think that they are growing stronger every year. This year, it was great to have my colleague Laura Lee Langley from Community Culture and Heritage here to make that broader connection across government. Hosting of these forums demonstrates the commitment of not only the Department of Health and Wellness, but in the province, and leading important improvements in terms of how we provide support and services to all Nova Scotians. And certainly your attendance here today is also demonstrative of that commitment. So looking back then at the three forums that we have held, and it really does reflect the new model of this is not simply about the discussion taking place here in the room today, but this is an opportunity to take the discussion in the room today and to apply it to some of the important policy work that we're doing from the Department of Health and Wellness and across government. At the first forum, we delved into mental health as it related to immigrants, refugees, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender groups. And many of you will be aware of the release of the Mental Health and Addiction Strategy and Patricia Murray's grand work in engaging many across the province to provide better support and services for mental health and addictions. Last year, we had a number of speakers focused on the domestic violence, and many of the best practices coming out of that forum were incorporated into the work that is ongoing on the Domestic Violence Action Plan. This year, you'll see from some of the presentations in the back of the room that this year the focus is on the promising practice in diversity, health equity, and cultural competence. And I have to say, in talking to Sharon, as she has guided the development of today, so very exciting to hear the diverse number of things that are happening across the province. This is a formal opportunity to share some of that good work that is taking place across the province. And to give you a little bit of a flavor, today we're going to learn more about Cape Breton's evolving strategy for spiritual care. We'll hear about Capital Health District's Pride Health effort, as well as GASH's aim to engage communities in conversation about health without talking about health care. And there are many more examples that Sharon will be detailing after I finish my comments. These promising practices will absolutely contribute to the work that is going on within the Department of Health and Wellness. And for many of you who may not know, we are developing a plan for diversity, referred to as the Diversity and Health Equity Action Plan. This plan will recognize the existence of health inequities, most importantly, and the impact they have on the quality of life of certain Nova Scotians, as well as the quality of care. It recognizes the need to respond in partnership to address factors such as age, education, income, race, disability, geography, language, sexual orientation, as well as many, many other factors related to equity and diversity. The Diversity and Health Equity Plan will provide clarity and focus and a priority-driven approach to deliver the necessary programs and services for Nova Scotia's diverse population. It will consolidate a number of commitments that are already articulated in certain important health efforts that we are pursuing, such as Better Care Sooner, the Mental Health and Addiction Strategy, which I referred to earlier, as well as Thrive and many other major policy pieces. It will also be essential to the newly released quality framework for a high-performing health and wellness system. And if you're not familiar with that framework, I encourage you to touch base with Sharon, who can provide you some more information on it. Diversity and social equity are specifically named as one of the tenets of our quality frame. So ultimately, our goal here today is certainly to support you in the important work you're doing. It is clear that there are 1,000 lights out across the province in terms of promising practice, and today is an opportunity to assimilate those various lights and really inform a strategy that will help us take some significant strides in ensuring that we are providing the quality service. We do have a hefty agenda today, and before I close, I'd like the people who were involved in the organization of this day, which I know is a tremendous undertaking, to stand up and be recognized for their hard work. Thank you very much to the organizing committee, and I certainly hope everyone here today benefits from the conversation.
Thank you, Frances, for being a champion of diversity within the department. Your support is very much appreciated. I would now like to introduce Sharon Davis Murdoch, our committee co-chair and special advisor to the Associate Deputy Minister for Diversity and Social Inclusion, who will provide an overview for the day.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. Thank you to everyone for being here to share our third annual Health Equity Forum. It's very exciting. We certainly do appreciate the great support from DM Champion Langley and from our ADM champion, Frances Martin. As mentioned by ADM Martin, this year the forum will recognize and support better and promising practices in diversity, health equity, cultural competence, and other concepts as well in the DHAs, the IWK, and within and across the Department of Health and Wellness, and those program areas as well. These presentations and the discussions of the forum will inform Nova Scotia's Diversity and Health Equity Plan. So the work you're doing today is actually going to feed into that plan. And so, you know, take the opportunity. We are also very fortunate to have you all here, as I say, because of that important feedback, and the opportunity to name it very specifically is to think about how you can adopt or adapt the promising practices in your areas across the province, in other government departments as well, or as a health community at large. So that's the thinking for this. Now, I do have to say again this year, it will be a full day. Every year we apologize because it's so full, but we have really attempted this year to give you a little more time for discussion and networking. To save a little time on the agenda this year, we've given you some background and definitions of the concepts that are in your packages, rather than go through the definitions up here. As well, there is a shorter version of the Messages for All Voices quick reference guide in your packages. If there is some concepts or some background that you want to have more, you want to know more about, there is a full version of Messages for All Voices on the Department of Health and Wellness website under Health Literacy. You will find that a tremendous resource should you need it or should you wish to look at it. We also encourage you to visit our displays at the back of the room. They will be personed throughout the day, particularly at break time and lunchtime, and there's lots to learn and be connected to over there as well. So, not to take any more time, because we don't have a whole lot for the full day, I would like to, in full Nova Scotia tradition, extend to you 1,000 welcomes and ask that you enjoy our day together and work together for the change we seek. Thank you.